So this is Molly. She is going to have her nails clipped today. We get asked all the time as vets and vet nurses, should we clip nails at home? So can clients do it to their own dogs? The answer is yes, that's absolutely fine, but I think people just need to be aware of, one, the composition of the nail, and two, the potential problems that can happen. So the main problem is that we catch the blood vessel that comes to the end of the nail, which is called the quick. So in white nails, it's really easy to see the quick, and you can see here there's a pink bit and then there's an extra bit of nail, so that's where we can clip. With the black ones, it's a slight bit of knowing how far to go back, so it's not always very obvious. So I would probably say assess your own dog's nails and how competent and confident you feel about clipping them. In the vets we have a caustic pencil, so it's basically cauterizes if we happen to catch the quick. It just stops it from bleeding basically. The other thing that's quite useful to do is have just like a bowl of flour at home, and if it does tend to bleed, then you can just dip the foot in the bowl of flour. That tends to just stick to the blood and help it clot. Again, in the vets, most dogs don't really like their feet being touched, so as puppies, if you can touch their feet as much as possible, give them rewards by treating them whilst you're touching, it makes the process so much easier, less stressful for the dog and less stressful for the owner. So if you can continue to do that from an early age, then that's great. Molly is owned by Ellie, one of our vet nurses, so she's been having it done from quite an early age, hence why she's quite relaxed and not too fussed about us touching her today. So yeah, if we get started on her, so a good pair of clippers, the sharper the better, because you get a cleaner finish on the clip. People say that they like their dog's nails to be clipped because they're really sharp. This doesn't blunt them, it actually quite often makes them more sharper because you're giving them a really sharp edge at the end, but it does obviously shorten them. So if your dog's tip-tapping on the floor, then you know that they generally need doing. So while she's lying on her right hand side, we'll start with her left fore and her left hind, and then we'll basically put her over onto the other side just so it's easier. So we tend to have the nail on the left hand side where you're cutting, so you're cutting down onto the nail rather than against. It doesn't particularly matter, I just think that you get a nicer finish by doing it this way, and you're a bit less likely to catch the quick if you do it this way as well. So I tend to do a little bit on the lesser side because I'd much rather clip the nail successfully without getting the quick than to give the dog a bad experience. It can be quite painful because there's a nerve running through the quick as well. So generally, if you're going to catch the quick, a dog's never going to like it being done again. So they have 4 normal nails on the front, and then they also have a dew claw. They are removed from an early age. Sometimes they can actually grow longer because they're the nail that's not coming in contact with the ground, so it's not naturally filing down. So her nails aren't actually overly long. That's fine. So that's all done. She doesn't have a dew claw at the back, so it's just 4 to do on the back. Easier and nicer to have someone holding the dog. One is Ellie's just supporting the upper side of the leg, and also I'm holding the foot, so that if she's being so good, but some dogs are sort of trying to pull their leg away all the time, which makes it a bit harder for, as the person that's cutting the nails, being able to get it in the right place. And obviously the more the dog's sort of jumping around, the more likely it is you're potentially going to clip in the wrong place. So we've just done a dew claw there as well. Good girl, Molly. When puppies or dogs are young, Once you start clipping their nails, it's very difficult to stop. It's like with our own nails and hair and everything like that. So the more you cut it back, the quicker and longer it will grow. So I would probably recommend, unless your dogs specifically are particularly long, I would really leave them well alone. Another way of getting them down is you can purchase these actual files. You can get them online, which are quite useful. So you're not physically cutting them, they just use it like we file our own nails. Or the other thing is just doing a bit more road work so that the nails are coming in contact with the tarmac, which is naturally keeping them as short as possible. That's Molly's nails all clipped. I hope you found this video useful and you're able to clip your own dog's nails at home. But if you do want any advice, please do contact your own vets, because I'm sure they'll be more than willing to show you.